Welcome to another episode of OK Boomer, the podcast, sponsored by our friends over at the Inked Marketing team. Inked Marketing, if you've got an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter, you want to get from start to finish without a major issue, contact Kevin Gillette over at Inked Marketing, and he can do it for you. 30 years in the business. Check him out for yourself, Inked Marketing. And also, for your consideration, if you want to head over to the Ringo Awards at www.ringoawards.com for your consideration, loco hero from Monty Michael Moore, who was a guest of mine on Creators Outlet just the other night for his new Kickstarter, Blood and Bullets, that's ending tonight. Actually, tomorrow morning. Please head over and vote for this and any other things that catch your eye that are up for a Ringo Award this year. And now, it's me, Will.
And this is Thomas.
And we're back at the virtual spinner rack for another episode of OK Boomer, going back to Thomas's childhood to 1945. No, I'm kidding. It was 1947.
Yeah,
it's Phantom Lady.
Phantom Lady, number 13. I think I've got all the covers for the series here we can look at. And I've got a couple select stories from different books. And even I threw in some old ads because you said you like the old ads. So we're going to look at some old ads from the 40s. Sometimes I have to do a little research and I go and look at the creators in this. And the big thing on this one is I like the good girl art. We've talked about that before. We've done, Dave Stevens. We've done, a couple other people. We've done Mark Schultz. Mm-hmm. Phantom Lady was redesigned by a guy named Matt Baker. And Matt Baker was if people don't know, was the actual first African-American artist in comics to make it in the big time. But really what pisses me off when I really got to look into it is I guess they didn't even still want everybody to know that he was drawing the characters, even though he is credited with all of this work. In other sources, it says the artist on here changes per issue. You'll see it, but that's the inker, and the inker essentially got all the credit for the comic, and Matt Baker though was the actual artist, and it's kind of pissy because
this is reminding me of that DS9 episode when Cisco went back in time and he was writing Pulp Fiction of his own character on the space station, and they wouldn't publish it because he was black.
Yeah, well, and the thing that really pisses you off is, like I said, the anchors, which were white guys, got the credit for the work, even though, like I said, he was the first African American to really make it in the big. This is a guy who took, according to history that I read, took one layout page to the Will Eisner studio, and Eisner hired him on the spot to do backgrounds.
Wow.
And after a couple months of doing backgrounds, he started doing characters, and Eisner and them saw how good he was drawing women, and then he became a huge guy. He's got 330 something credits to his name in the comic book database. And Phantom Lady, Sheena, I can't remember the other Jungle Queen comic, and then the rest of them are like romance. And then he actually did a 13 issue set called Canteen Kate for the U.S. Army, and it's all like a scantily clad lady that's in the army that runs the mess hall and gets into trouble, and all the soldiers try and save her.
I wonder why.
Yeah, exactly. But this is we start with 13, and this is the redesign because the character's actually older than this issue. She was in another book. I can't remember the name of it now. But this is where he redesigned the character and took her out of the whole long jumpsuit and everything else and put her in her little really skimpy outfit. And you can look at the art, man. And this is, I went back and looked at some, old Captain America art from the same time period, and I looked at some other stuff, and he is leaps and bounds above the other people.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Here's our headlights. They're on. Um, this was our first. This was actually part of our first story right here, and I mean, just she's and the whole thing. And Phantom Lady's her, you know, superheroine. She's got this black light that like blinds people, and she solves crimes. That's her whole stick. Her dad's a senator, so she's around with him, and she solves crimes, and then her boyfriend is apparently oblivious. Everybody is a freaking oblivious that the Phantom Lady and God, I'm already forgetting her actual real name, are the same person, because she doesn't wear a mask. She just changes outfit, and they're like, "Oh, where did she go? Oh, you're back again. It's the Phantom Lady." It'll say her name here in a minute, but yeah, Gregory Page here. This is the anchor. This isn't the guy who drew this book, which really just made me mad. But yeah, so it opened. Our first little story here opens on a splash, and it kind of tells what's going in. The condemned Venus story here.
Yeah, there's some ladies fighting and pulling hair, and
yeah, and
man, that first page is hot.
Exactly.
I'm like, there's a girl fight. Somebody gotta get something ripped off. Let's hold on. Let's stay here for a minute. See what happens.
Stay here for a minute. Well, that's what I'm saying. I was looking through and I was trying to find, because this actually issue 17. We'll get to it in a minute. I don't have a story from 17 because it wasn't as it didn't have any cat lady fights or anything else in it that I saw. But the cover of it, when we get to it, is super famous. It's the one with her tied to the like a pole.
Oh, the bondage
and
cover,
she's
yeah.
And she's got the headlights on. That was another one, because we talked about it when we did the classic horror, the Senate subcommittee meeting. Mm-hmm. That was one of the ones that was actually put up there. The senators are like, "Hey, this is contributing to juvenile delinquency and everything else." Well, if this is contributing to juvenile delinquency, let me be a delinquent.
Look, if anything, back in 1947, all that was contributing to masturbation.
Yeah. So we get a little cat fight. This is like a preview to later on in the story, because the story opens up with this lady walking out along. Kitty Manders is her name, and she's walking around in the rain. And dude, you've read comics from the old Gold Age comics. Look at how all this is broken up. This is not your standard square panels. We just did a 1959 Batman. This doesn't look a damn thing like it. And this is like 12 years before that Batman issue we read.
Yeah, and this is just like, it's like all over the place. There's look, her knees breaking the fourth wall there, going in her elbow. There's all kinds of lady parts, sticking out of the framework. And I'm like,
everywhere.
Not that I'm complaining.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I mean, well, dude, when I was flipping through trying to figure it out, I saw that her putting on the stockings. I'm like, dude, this is every young man's dream in the 40s.
Well, today wouldn't be bad either, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna fuss. Yeah, Sandra's her name. So Sandra sees Kitty walking, who's an old friend of theirs. She sees her walking in the rain and stops and picks her up. And, Kitty's like, "Oh, look, it's the police." She's like kind of worried, but, Sandra's trying to figure out what's going on. So she takes her back to her apartment. She's like, "Let's get you out of those wet clothes." And, it's just so nice that, even though there they are, hey, we're going to give you some stockings too, because, you can't, you just can't not wear stockings in this day and time. So she changes into some stockings, and she slowly starts to kind of tell her story. If she could tell someone, but, like I said, Sandra's dad is actually a senator, and
Mm-hmm.
here's her boyfriend Don, who is like freaking clueless. He's, if you thought the glasses, how did people not figure out Clark Kent was Superman? This guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
And her dad's not much better. So
Well,
the
he is a politician. They're all idiots.
so,
And the boyfriend's probably just oblivious. He's like, beautiful girlfriend, rich father. I don't care.
maybe that's it. That explains it all. So she gets back and they're getting them some change, and then the police show up and they're looking for Miss Knight. Misty Knight is her name, and
Really?
because
That name sounds familiar.
yeah, Misty. I think it was Misty Knight. Yeah, or they're looking for Miss Knight. Yeah.
Oh, Miss Knight. Miss.
Yes, yeah, Miss Knight, and it's Kitty Manders. So okay, Miss
Okay.
Knight must be the oh, excuse me, is the housekeeper. So
Misty Knight is from Luke Cage.
yeah, Luke
Sweet,
Cage.
Sweet Christmas.
Yeah, I love Misty Knight, dude. That's what they need to do. It's Misty Knight series. But so the police bust in, and they're looking for Kitty for murder. And she's like, thanks for everything. And the police just take her away, man. No warrant, no nothing. They like bust into the damn house and take her away.
No warrant, no nothing. The detective says, the law doesn't wait for anybody. And they come in and they take her out, and she's not even dressed.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, she's got a slip on. So I guess they Sandra helps her get into a dress right quick. And of course, downstairs is Don and the dad, and they're like, well, the law's proven that she did it, so there'll be a trial, and then they're going to send her to the electric chair. Like, dude, that's pretty rough for the 40s. You're going to go ahead and fry this lady? And we don't even know what she's done yet. But in the background, we see Sandra listening, and she's like, I don't believe it. And neither does the Phantom Lady. She's talking about herself in third person here. So, I'm going to have to go and help save poor Kitty. So she...
whether she wants me to or not.
Not exactly. She goes and changes, and then she, manages to, hightail it down to the prison where they have a female guard, who lets her in there. And she talks to Kitty, who tells her what's going on. Nothing happened, and, I'm going to take the rap for him. My husband's killed somebody, and she's really upset. So later on, while she's crying, then we go, it flashes a couple hours later. Now we're at the governor's mansion. I'm like, really? Okay, so how's he fit into it? And, this lady comes to the, secretary comes to the governor. She's like, hey, it's Phantom Lady. She's got some new evidence that will help clear Kitty Manders. And the governor's like, hey, I don't need any evidence. It's all locked up in the safe. What the hell's he doing with the evidence? And why has he got it locked in the safe? Mm-hmm. But bring a police guard here tonight. So while all that's going on, she knows that, this is like getting out of hand real quick. Sandra does. So she's going to turn into her Phantom Lady outfit, and she's going to go and, break up this whole crime ring that's got her friend Kitty's husband is like kidnapped or something. But the thing is, here we are. We're back at all the lady parts everywhere. This lady is like the ringleader. All of these stories I read, it seems like there was a lady or had something to do with another female that was the arch enemy kind of. So Sandra changes, into the Phantom Lady, and then she goes to the prison. And then when she gets in there, she sneaks past the guards and uses her black light and cold cocks the damn female guard, knocks her out. And she's like, hey, it's for a good cause. And she busts her friend out of jail. Dude, there's a lot of legs in these comics.
Oh, man, ain't nothing wrong with legs. They lead to our favorite parts.
There is a lot of legs in these comics. So they they do that, and then she uses her black light. She breaks out the window. They, scale down and everything. And then if you get down to the bottom down here, look, dude, she tells, she
they
says,
knock out 2 cops in a cruiser and
Yeah.
steal it.
Yeah, they steal it. And she's like, use your shoe. So they take damn high heels and beat the crap out of these cops.
Not for nothing.
Yeah.
I might have been hit with a couple of shoes in my day, just saying. And they don't knock you out.
Yeah. Well, maybe if they're hard enough. I don't know.
Yeah. They probably put a couple of blackjacks in their high heels and use that.
Here's the thing. We talk about continuity in comics. And how sometimes people forget continuity. This is 47. So they wail into these two, and then check out the next page. Can you tell? They hit this damn cop so hard his head actually cracked the damn windshield.
Wow. Well, that was the one that Phantom Lady hit.
Yeah, she hit him so hard, his head cracked the windshield. And so they get in the car and they like hightail it out because they're going to, she's going to find the actual evidence that she needs to exonerate her friend. And she's like, don't run them down, don't run the police down and everything else. And they manage to escape. She makes Sandra climb over, not Sandra, but Sandra tells her friend Kitty to climb over and takes the wheel, and she uses her little black light to stop the police that are behind her. And then when they get to the governor's mansion, so that's where they rush off to, because he's got the evidence. And she climbs out and they change cars, and she tells Kitty, hey, get in the car and keep it low and keep it running and be ready to go. So the Phantom Lady scales up the side of the damn building into the governor's mansion, breaks in past the idiot police officer that they brought there, and kidnaps the governor. So they throw his ass in the back of the station wagon.
And his night shirt and cap. And
yeah, night shirt and cap, and haul ass out. And, these 2 patrol officers that are looking for her say, oh, well, God, there goes the governor's car. But, there's nobody with him. And then they realize, oh, he's with 2 dames. And they're like, well, should we protect him? Well, let's let him have his fun. So they think he's running off. He's got a menage a trois, whatever you want to call it.
Menage a trois.
Yeah.
Little midnight getaway there with a couple of young ladies sneaking off from the wife. And
exactly. So they follow him. And, of course, across town, the people that are actually, kidnapped Kitty's husband and everything, hear the news of the jailbreaks. They're like, oh, God, the Phantom Lady are going to figure out, so, we're going to need to kill people. And, they want to, go ahead and kill them and get it taken care of. But before they can do all that, the Phantom Lady manages to show up. And she uses her little black light, and then she jumps on this damn dude's head and crushes it. And of course, she makes the governor watch all this. And when they find out that, her husband, Kitty sees her husband still alive, she's all, you're safe and everything else. So the governor forgets everything. He's like, cool, it's all right that you kidnapped me in the middle of the night. I've seen enough. He's innocent. Drop the charges. And he heads off. And then, Phantom Lady disappears in the night. And then at the last little page, here's Don, the dumbass boyfriend, going, Sandra, where have you been? Haven't you heard the news flash? Kitty's been, she's innocent now. And she's like, oh, I was just driving around and I heard it on the radio. It's wonderful, isn't it, dear? He's dumber than a brick. But, I mean,
she's dating a Ken doll.
Yeah. What's funny is, like, so this is a couple issues into the run, and the art is incredible in here. I mean, with all the broken panels, like I said, she's breaking the fourth wall constantly. A lot of the characters break the fourth wall. What's amazing is because I did a couple short stories for us. Later on, the art gets even better, and just the fact that this guy's not, a lot of people don't even know who he is. It just kind of pisses you off. Holy crap, this cover is good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a cover. Yeah. And then, I still don't get her black light, but, hey, there it is. You found lady with, the armor of the Walking Dead. This was a really freaky little story, too.
Yeah. Well, the black light is basically a shadow light.
So it makes them where they can't see.
Yeah, so it's like a doctor. It's like a Doctor Midnight thing from JSA.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's another character we need to do, Dr. Midnight.
Yeah, because nobody even guessed for like many years that Dr. Midnight was just actually blind.
Yeah. Yep, he just walks around in the dark. He's kind of like Daredevil.
Mm-hmm. But he's got a bird.
Yep. So, graves yawn from their damp sanctuaries and all this, and here's this just beautiful, like I said, Phantom Lady picture here. And she's got a freaking fire extinguisher putting out all these flames. Yeah, this one is 1947.
As she's stepping on everybody.
Yeah. Well, they're zombies, so it really doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, this story picks up in New Orleans at the waterfront, and there all these coffins are like being offloaded in New Orleans, and then there's a bunch of coffins being offloaded in New York, and then there's some being offloaded in another place.
And it's all the same black plane.
Yeah, it's all the same black plane, and the same all the coffins are black, they're just being offloaded, and as the dusk falls there on at the estate where the senator lives, there's Don and Sandra, who's Phantom Lady. They're like lounging in one of them little old balloon pools or whatever it is, floating in the water. And she sees the little black plane, and he's like, it's giving me the willies. So he dives in the water and swims off. Well, the plane lands, and when the plane lands, this like freaky guy gets out. These two guys get out. And I read this story, and you realize this guy's a Nazi, right?
He's gonna be. He's white.
Well, and he's talking about he's from like Argentina and South America and all that. I'm like, this dude's a Nazi. The Nazis created they created a formula that makes people into zombies. So they have landed on the senator's estate because they're going to get him because he's a senator. And apparently he must be like, this guy must be head of the Senate or something. Her dad is. Mm-hmm. And of course, here's Sandra just, like she's just not in the mood of it. She's like all bored and stuff. So she's lounging around in this really skimpy outfit. And she tells her dad, she's going to dress, or she's thinking, I'm going to dress up as the Phantom Lady and go out and do some patrols and stuff. Maybe it'll shake it off my mind. So she calls down and talks to her dad because they've got a personal household intercom. And he's like, okay, I'll send up you some aspirin and you'll be okay. And as he's talking to her on the phone, she hears her dad like scream and stuff. And when she does, she quickly changes into the Phantom Lady. See, this should be another like clue for Dad to know. So she changes into Phantom Lady and rushes downstairs, uses her black light, to knock out these strangers. And when she does, the white guy is like, oh, I can't see. But the other dude is not affecting him at all. And she's like, it's like his eyes are dead. The black ray has no effect on him because he's a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, this is racy. This is really, really racy. So they like start choking her on the couch and, finally subdue her. And he tells her, he's an evil scientist. and he's created a formula that turns dead bodies into zombies, and he's going to experiment on her, but he knocks her out first. After he's going to show her the future and kind of knock her out, and she tells him he's insane. But then when he does, she passes out, and then in her mind's eye, she sees like the White House blowing up, and you all right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she sees the White House blowing up, and then New York, and then he starts telling his plan. My friends are already hidden in America, and we're going to send our V2 rockets to destroy your country and your cities and everything else, because he's got a zombie army that they've been shipping in all these black coffins, and they'll come out of the coffins and they'll go like attack everybody and kill them. But then he's going to kill the president, and then this guy, Speaker of the Senate or whatever her dad is, he's going to obviously tell everybody to give up, because America has been defeated, as the zombies like are really strong, like flipping over cars and crap, choking people to death. And then he's planning on having total power. Sandra, or Phantom Lady, pretends to be knocked out, and they go to disappear, and they drag her to another room. And of course, Don, he shows up. And he's like, hey, I'm going to see Sandra, her dumbass boyfriend. And when he comes in, he gets pistol whipped, knocked out, and she manages to finally, wake up enough that she sees her dad, finds out that he's not hurt. And she actually has right here at the bottom, she's like, hey, Dad's in danger and Don is too. If I stay here and help them, millions of people could die. This is a really difficult decision. I have to figure out what to do. So she's like, hey, America comes first, even before Dad. So she rushes out and like manages to get to a radio station and starts broadcasting everywhere that America's under attack, and that the zombies are coming, and the people from South America are going to be shooting B-2 rockets at us, the Nazis down there. So we got to go and fight them all. So of course they immediately believe her and launch an attack and burn all the zombies. And when she sees that's done, now she decides, which dude, I don't know, but that happened really fast. She rushes back to save Dad and Don. And of course, when she gets there, these idiots are, running away because they realize their plan has failed, and they get in the plane and go to take off. And when she sees that, dude, she drives the damn car into the plane.
Stopped the plane, didn't it?
Yes, it did. And she jumps out, and the burning zombies, there, and the guy gets out, and he's, still alive, and he's going to kill her. And she's like, even if I burn my fingers, it's, time to defeat the doctor of crime. So she throws the fire at him, and then she makes it into the house later on, and the police have finally showed up. Everybody's safe, and they all tell Sandra what's going on, and she pretends that she had a damn aspirin and slept through the whole thing. And it just sounds like it's all far-fetched. And Don's like, I sure wish I knew that Phantom Lady better. She's so terrific. And of course, Sandra's like, you're making me jealous of myself. Yeah, but I was reading, and they were talking about how Stevens took a lot of inspiration from this, and a lot of other artists took inspiration, especially in some of this stuff. You can really tell. You can really tell where Stevens got a lot of his, especially like his Stevens Betty Page, with the flat bangs. You can see it here.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one. Of course, this isn't our Phantom Lady. This isn't our heroine. This is someone else. But yeah, this dude's got a gun on her. There's issue 17. This is the one that was thrown up in front of the Senate subcommittee. I've actually tried to buy a copy of this original one from my personal collection a couple times. It's stupid hard to get. It's expensive, very expensive.
And what issue of the run is that?
17.
17.
Yeah, this is 17. Yeah, I mean a terrible copy is $700. I mean a really nice copy is in the thousands. Because I think this is still 47. Of course, here's cover for 18. Like I said, I got all. It went from 13 to 23. There are only 10 issues in the whole run. Yep. And then she become a backup character in another magazine.
Yeah, and now apparently she's Little Red Riding Hood.
Hey,
because her cake's
fine.
over her head. And yep. And why is that man on the cover punching her boob?
I think she's got him held far enough away. He's just trying.
Oh, okay. Who wouldn't?
This is another really good cover. Crime never pays.
Unless you're a United States senator.
Exactly. Maybe that's why her dad's got so much money. Here's another one. Ace of Spades. I think this is the one where I got. This is the one that I saw was like first one I saw. I was like, man, this cover and this interior story are great. Yeah. This is the one with the fight in New Orleans. So I wonder where they live because this is like the second story that's mentioned New Orleans, and this is the Jack in the Box murders. So you see this lady running away from the Phantom Stranger, and somebody getting shot in the background.
And the Phantom Stranger.
Or Phantom Lady, excuse me. Yeah, different Phantom. So this chick's running away from the Phantom Lady, and then it flashes to the. All right, we were talking about breaking the fourth wall earlier. Okay, this issue is of course later. Notice? Look, she breaks the fourth wall here as her whole body stretches this entire 2 panels. But
it's a lovely stretch.
Yes, it is. Nobody gives a crap about Don. His ass just stops.
They cut him off at the waist.
They did. They cut him off at the waist. They're like,
Don, you are now an anatomically correct Ken doll.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, really? That's just for 47. That is amazing.
And not for nothing. Who's this goofy bastard down in the far right corner?
Yeah, the Jack in the Box killer. Yeah.
He's wearing a cardboard box around his junk. I'm like, this is like the scene from Magic Mike where they spin the boxes around their stuff.
Well, I
hope to not get a paper cut. It's crazy.
Well, he's supposed to be a Jack in the Box. So they're at a party. Don and Sandra, they're at this party and everything, and this guy gets shot through the window, and then when they look, it's like, oh, it's the murderer, and he's dressed like a Jack in the Box. So he tails it out, and you find out later on that the guy sees him, and as he jumps out. And he makes his break for it. When he makes a break for it, he's got some henchmen there with him. They got blackjacks, and of course they take care of the senator's guards and everything else. And Sandra's like, well, the Phantom Lady will do this because she rushes in and she sees that he's been knocked out, and the people that tried to kill me are they're on the way. So she's like, the Phantom Lady moves in, so I've got to do something. So she manages to chase off after him with Don right behind her, and she can outrun his ass. So she manages to run away, and she leaves Don, but she doesn't because Don sees another guy that has a gun in his pocket. So he's like, oh, that must be the killer. It's a good thing Sandra went that way. She'll be safe, and I'll go this way and catch the killer. And then we get this big, beautiful panel of her now in her costume again. She's like, I always feel better in my working clothes. I wonder if Dawn is still running up and down the streets looking for me.
This is like a Linda Carter Wonder Woman like spin. There's like an explosion behind her
Yeah.
as she's fastening her cape.
Yep.
You know, with her little dangly purse, barely atop, and her little booty shorts and high heels. I'm still trying to figure out how they run in high heels.
Yeah. Well, look, ain't nobody complaining. And in that little purse, that's where she keeps that blacklight thing. You got to remember.
See,
She ain't got no pockets. Women's clothes don't have pockets. That's why they have dudes carry everything. She's got to have that purse for the blacklight.
I guess that makes sense. And that must be where she folds up and keeps all her other clothes that she just took off.
I don't know. So she rushes to a damn costume store and talks to the guy that runs the costume store. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the only one that sells Jack in the Box costumes. You want one?" So she changes and puts another costume over her costume, only this is a black and the white costume. So she's like, "Okay, this will draw out the killer and I'll be able to find out who he is." So she heads off. Meanwhile, Don, who's been tracking the guy with the gun, gets too close and gets his ass pistol whipped again.
Well, you know, when you're good at something, you best stick with it.
You stick with it. So he gets his ass pistol whipped, and of course, Phantom Lady shows up in time to see Don, getting drug off, as she uses her little black light to, scare the guy away. And he's like, "Oh no, it's the Phantom Lady." So he runs away, and she drags Don off. She's like, "I'll tell him the real Jack in the Box killer is." And so they head off, or she heads off, and finds a note, take me to my secret hideout and all this. So she heads after them, and of course here's our real killer waiting on her now because he knows she's coming. And she manages to climb up there, and she saves her dad, who was got kidnapped again. And what's so amazing is, like I said, she's right there, dude. She's not wearing a mask or anything, and she's like, "Hey, they went out." The senator tells her they went out the back door, and she's like, "They're fortunate they didn't kill you." Did you recognize the Jack in the Box killer? And he says, "No, I didn't." So she heads off after him. That's a really nice panel.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I said, he's just so good. So she heads off after him, and of course Don's dumbass now sees her dressed in the Jack in the Box killer outfit
and tackles her
and rips off the costume. And when he does, of course, he completely tears it off. He takes off the bottom, but the top comes off somehow, and she's still in her costume. He's like, "Phantom Lady, it's true, you're the Jack in the Box killer." And she's like, "No." And then she tells him, it was Miss Wilkins, who just happened to be, like right there. And, she's the only other woman that's there. And, "I'm going to kill you," but she's got a gun, and she's going to shoot everybody. And she tries to make a break for it. She starts shooting at some folks. And Phantom Lady just lays into these guys, these thugs that beat the hell out of Don just a while ago. They aren't any chance for her. She knocks one out, kicks the other one in the breadbasket, and then chases her. And instead of managing to go to jail.
The breadbasket?
Yeah, right there.
Who were you? Good old JR doing color commentary on NWA wrestling?
Hey, look. And the stuff.
Yeah, right in the breadbasket.
In the breadbasket. So, as the Phantom Lady manages to track her down, she falls to her death, dude. She's running from her on a second story window, trips on her dress, and dies. And everybody's like, she takes all the proof, who was, the brothers and the presidency and all this. It's all pure, all of it's taken care of. Phantom Lady solved the crime. And then, she comes in later on and she's like, "Dad, that monster Don Borden, he lost me in the crowd, blah, 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 blah. And, he's like, oh, no, I'm here all along. And Dad's like, Sandra, as usual, you missed it again. It's almost like, honestly, it's like Lois Lane going, where, Clark Kent, you missed it all again. Where were you? All the action's over with.
Yeah, really.
This is a little bitty weird story that was in here. I read, and this is a little murder, and I'd never seen anything like this. Phantom Lady narrates a Janet Copeland, crime crusher story. So,
no, this is like that one pager.
Will you let the dog in, Eleanor? Yeah, it's a little one pager. But
yeah, like was in that Phantom Strange. Remember, like in the back of that book, there was like a 1-page thing.
Yeah, but did it have a little solution like this? I can't remember.
I think. Well, it didn't have like a solution written out like that, but it was, it was explained. It was explained, and everything was explained in the last panel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like really reading it. It's like you got to flip the comic over to read the actual solution here.
Oh, because it's upside down. I can read upside down.
Yeah, I did too. But yeah, I mean, so this dude gets killed. He's threw a baseball, and there were 2 baseball pitchers that are supposed to meet him within 15 minutes, and he died at 11 o'clock. And you look at all the pitchers, and one's a lefty and one's a righty, and she's like, I know who the killer is, and how do you know? And then you read the little description down here. It says, well, the matches, because whoever was here that killed him was a smoker. The matches are taken out of the left side, so obviously it's a lefty, because the right-handed guy would have pulled the matches from the right-hand side. I'm like, okay. But I was like,
makes
whatever.
Sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then here's I think this is our last little story. The Phantom Lady has to stop this master criminal from stealing all the money at the bank. And here's people lost. Yeah, this is the one that was really scantily dressed too. So this is the Chessman killer. Yeah. So this is later on in the issue. We get to this panel. This is the foreshortening, and here's Gregory Page inking over Matt Baker again.
And Matt Baker not getting any credit again.
Again, yeah. We were talking about Bob Kane last week, taking all the credit. Guess what? Somebody else is taking all the damn credit here. Oh, so the door opens, and dude, this is just, it's great art. And, this guy comes in, the chessman, he's after me, and this guy comes in and strangles this lady to death. And she's in the negligee, wearing the brassiere and everything, and he leaves her dead body there and puts a king chess piece made out of gold in her hands and leaves. And, then here's Sandra and Don. They're on the water and, having a wonderful day at the park. And here's a newspaper floats by, and she sees it. And she's like, the Phantom Lady will get away with this. And I got an idea. So she tips the damn boat over, and she's like, hey, I just remembered there's a chess tournament going on, and I want to go see it. And Don's like, the hell?
You could have told me. I would have just rowed us in to shore.
Yeah, you didn't have to flip the damn boat over. And now we're all soaked. So they go and change.
I can't even swim. You know that. Go find Phantom Lady to save me.
Damn it. He is pretty useless, man. I'm like, God, this guy's lame. He's worse than Steve Trevor. So they manage to get dressed. They change clothes. They go to the chess tournament, and so there's these like chess masters, and she's like, "Hey, my man Don here, he's really good at chess." Like, really? He's not good at anything else. He'd like to play y'all in chess, and they're like, "Shh, you can't do that." And then this chessman guy, who, of course, we knows the villain from earlier, shows up, and he's got this, solid gold and ebony chess set, and he's like, I'll play you. And Dawn's now like sweating to death. She's like, oh God, I can't believe that I let Sandra get me into this. And he's going on and on and on. He's about to lose the match, and she manages to like fall down and make a big old ruckus, knock the thing over, and pull the chessman out of his chair. And the guy that's running the little chess tournament comes over, and he's like, I told you to be all quiet. So he throws her out. And then later on that night in her bedroom, while she's there, she's all in her negligee, and she's going through, if you see, she's got a man's wallet. So when she falls over and knocks the chessboard down, she manages to steal the chessman's wallet. So she knows what his real name is, and his name is Algernon Blackwood.
Well,
Algernon.
Obviously, Chessman is a much better name than that.
Well, I was going to say though, but Algernon Blackwood is a real writer, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from the 1890s, I think it was, to the early 1900s. He's in the proto-Lovecraft or the pre-Lovecraft circle. Famous horror writer. It's kind of cool stuff. Okay. So they're all talking about the damn chess tournament, and Dawn tells her dad, he's like, yeah, she's such a klutz, she got us thrown out of the tournament, and there's murders going on, and she takes off as the Phantom Stranger, and she's going to go and
Phantom Lady,
because she knows his damn address. But when she gets there,
Freudian much?
Yeah, she gets tied up. Yeah, dude, this is why Wortham was so upset about comics, saying that they were, making the youth terrible because all the bondage and everything else. But that's what's sold in the 40s. So
you had to tie the woman folk up so they could be rescued.
Exactly. So she's tied up, and they're going to use the chessman's team and all of his henchmen are going to use this damn wrecking ball to break into the side of the actual bank, and then they're going to throw in tear gas and go in and save him. This top panel is not his best work. This top panel really sucks compared to the rest of it. But Don actually manages to get there because he's looking for her and helps her, break her bonds, and then she escapes. And she heads off after him. She's even got a little Phantom Lady motorbike she gets on. And she chases, like I said, she chases after them, saves the people, and then makes it back to the damn bank where she knows what's going to go on. So she shows up at the bank just as they break into the damn thing, and they're loading all these gold bricks in here. That's always been funny to me because somebody told me years ago, you always see the old cowboy movies, they take the big sacks of bricks and put them on the horse. That sack of gold would weigh like 200 pounds. The damn horse would be crushed. Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't lift that sack.
Yeah, you couldn't lift it. So he's throwing all these gold bricks in here. No. He's not going to carry that off. And instead, there's the Phantom Lady. Those
are actually kitchen sink sponges.
Yeah, like a wrecking ball. And the chessman runs away. And they head off after him, and then this guy's like, hey, I can help, blah blah blah. I saw him, they were running in front of me, this little short dude. And it's like, well, who are you? He's like, oh, I'm Algernon Blackwood. Why do you look at me like that? And he's like, I got my ID right here. And Phantom Lady knows that the chessman is actually Algernon Blackwood, and she tells the police to arrest him, so they do. And then she finds out that he's been killing all these women all along because they've been rejecting him because he's short. and he had the little stilts that he was walking around on, but they were still rejected. So all the women that rejected him, that's why they were getting killed. And of course, later that night, Dawn takes Sandra out to a movie, and she's like, "I'm glad to, that Phantom Lady saved everybody." And he makes a comment about her lipstick. She's like, "I used the same lipstick as the Phantom Lady," and she thinks in the last panel, "Hey, I got to do something. I got to change that lipstick." Damn it, Dawn's dumb as crap.
I'm like, well, first of all, Chessman, I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
And if I killed every girl that rejected me over my lifetime, I would have been in the electric chair 17 times already.
The streets will run red with blood.
Oh, please.
Damn it.
Why'd you kill them? Well, because they bleed for a week and don't die. What the hell?
Damn it. You're going to get us banded. So,
Captain Marvel wristwatch.
Yep. I threw in some ads for you, dude, because you said
Cool.
you love the old ads. Yeah. This
That's
is
awesome.
when Captain Marvel was owned by Fawcett, people. This is before DC.
Oh, yeah. Way before DC.
Yeah. $5.95 plus 10% Fed tax. Damn, the Fed tax was that much at that time?
5%.
No, 10%.
10%.
Yeah, look at that. 10% federal tax. The most amazing home trial on approval offer of the year. Wristwatch for boys and girls. Dad will want one too. Really?
And right.
You can get your own. As indestructible, as accurate, and unfailing as Captain Marvel himself.
It's got a cool chrome faceplate. It's got Captain Marvel in the picture in the middle, and it's got the red and yellow wristband.
Yep, red and yellow wristband, and it doesn't look like his hands move like on the Mickey watch. Thank God, it's actually got a regular. Looks like it's got a regular handed hour and second hand or hour and minute hand.
Yeah, that's cool.
Virtually unbreakable. Yeah, full page ad. And a damn zipper wallet ad. I was like, really? So
a zipper wallet.
Yep,
and
zipper wallet ad.
And a pen light and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, key holder. Those little key holders are cool if you've never had one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a little leather or plastic thing. It'll only hold a couple keys, but they fold around so like they don't punch holes in your pockets if you got a bunch of keys. But I don't carry a whole bunch of keys anymore. I just carry a handful. If I don't need it, you don't carry it. Plus, if you carry too many keys, it ruins the starter switch on your car. So, guarantee it, the only wallet that you'll ever need. Only for $1.98. Dude, like, you couldn't get that wallet today for $1.98. A zipper wallet probably going to cost you, what, $15 for a cheap one?
Well, the bad thing is like, even if this came out like in the mid to late 70s, for $1.98, I would be scrimping to find the $1.98 to send to them, and then I would get a zipper wallet, and I would have nothing to put in it.
Nothing to put in it.
My Matchbox license, which, by the way, I still have.
Damn it. And then here, reducing specialists lose weight where it shows the most, and of course they've got women on the back of here that don't need to lose any money. Money back guarantee with a 10-day free trial. Mail this coupon right now.
And ruin your comic book.
Yep, you get to cut the coupon out. That was the ads at the last of that story. And then now I think we're getting close to the end of our covers. There's another leg cover. Crime never pays.
They are all leg covers. Well, except for this one.
Yeah. There was like 2 that weren't leg covers. All the rest of them. This one, I don't know if this one's actually him. I don't know. I think it's credited to him, but maybe our anchor here just didn't do him justice because she doesn't look as good here. Yeah, that was the last issue. That's issue 23. So that's all 10 issues of the Phantom Lady covers. That one's good. My favorite though is still, dude, that's just, I was like, holy crap, man, that's awesome. Except for that chick got killed. That part wasn't awesome. Not that one. Where's that? This one I think is still my favorite cover. That one right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
the coloring on it's awesome.
The whole thing, like I said, I was wanting to do some people that maybe haven't heard of artists and stuff I've just wanted to read that's different. And the fact that, like I said, this is the guy that's the great grandfather of the Cheesecake comic book art and the pinup art, and here he is, and the fact that he doesn't get any damn credit just is terrible, and it's so good, especially as compared to the other stuff from the same time period. Some of the stories were a little corny, but nothing terrible. Especially by Silver Age standard. But for the most part, I thought they were good little reads. And it's just funny how stupid, it makes some of the men, especially the men close to her, look. Because Don's dumb as a brick.
Yeah, Don's an idiot. What a nut job he was. You can't figure it out?
No, not at all.
That's just silly.
There's your cat fight.
Oh yeah.
All right. Did you think what you want to do next week?
I don't know. The same thing we do every week. Try and take over the world.
We can't do that.
Oh, that's a cartoon. Never mind.
But it's just, dude. The more I read some of the Golden Age stuff, and I understand the stories are kind of silly, but they're not. I used to think they were really silly, and now this is no worse than the Batman. The Batman we read last week, part of it may have been worse than this, but like I said, art wise, this is just leaps and bounds better than that crap we saw last week with first Mr. Freeze. I just can't.
Mr. Zero.
Yeah, Mr. Zero. Yeah. I mean, just leaps and bounds better. But yeah, so you got to. I've done the last 2 weeks. You got to pick out something for us.
Oh, great! I got to pick something now.
Well,
didn't I have something picked out? I don't remember. Well, I want to do something kind of like offbeat. So, give me a second. We'll just ramble on. I didn't know I had to pick anything this week.
Offbeat. Well, I know. Sometime in the future, I want to do the studio. I did send you a link to it because we were talking about it actually in the pre-show. For those who don't know, I got the Barry Windsor Smith, Great Monsters book that just released to read. And the studio, I wouldn't mind to cover the studio artists sometime. I don't think we've actually ever covered any of them. And the studio was Barry Windsor Smith, Bernie Wrightston, Kaluta, and Jeffrey Jones. So we'll have to do, get an issue by each one of them sometime in the future. Uh, just because, like I said, really covering like incredible artists. And I did not know this, but Frank Frazetta said Jeffrey Jones was the greatest living American painter.
Really?
Really? Yeah, it's like quoted. Like, holy crap. If Frazetta says you're the greatest living American painter, um, you must be pretty damn good. And he did a bunch of comics, or she did. He actually transitioned to a woman later in his life. Did a bunch of comics early, and then transitioned to doing actual uh, painted covers for paperbacks. And Frazetta was just like, she's incredible. I'm like, damn. But we'll have to pick some of those out. I know we've done a bunch of Swamp Thing in the past, but we've never done any Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing. We've done some Kaluta covers in the past, but I don't think we've ever done a Kaluta book. Uh, we'd have to dig that up. We've done Smith, so I mean he's kind of taken care of. The only other one would be Jeffrey Jones.
Okay, well, I have uh two different books.
All right.
Uh one from Comico
Okay.
and one from First.
So we're back in our indie days. Yes.
Yeah. So the book from First is The Great Lone Wolfing Cub,
Oh God, really? Okay.
and the Comico book is The Elementals.
I have never read the Elementals. I know who they are, but I've never read Elementals.
I'm like, where's our screen? I'm like, I got so many tabs open.
Damn it.
Um,
We can do Elementals 1.
there it is.
Who did Elementals?
Oh, I don't even remember off the top of my head.
Didn't they get famous?
Yeah, I'll make you famous.
Yeah, I think it's somebody else. Yeah. So we can do Elementals 1 if you want to do it. That's cool because I've actually never read it. And I've heard it's a great team book from the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I read one or two of the later issues when they teamed up with somebody, but I can't remember who. Um, but I don't know who the hell did Elementals. Now you're gonna make me look.
I'm already looking. Let's see. Elementals was an American dark superhero comic book first published in 1984 and created by Bill Willingham,
Oh yeah.
for which he was both writer and artist. Published by Comico Comics, it lasted until 1996. Included a series of specials and miniseries. Comico publisher Andrew Rev purchased the Elementals property from Willingham in the 1990s and did nothing with it.
So it ran damn near 12 years then.
From 84 to 96, yeah.
Yeah, it run 12 years. Holy crap. I didn't realize it went that long.
Well, it might not be that long because, you know, those indie books back then, sometimes you'd get like, you know, only like a handful a year. Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes they'd be bi-monthly, sometimes they'd be certain ones would go bi-weekly because they were like really short books, like the Airboy series.
Yeah, Airboy's another good series.
Um, and
Bill Willingham did Fables. I knew the name sounded familiar. Yeah, he did Fables too. Crap.
yeah, out of nowhere, my screen went bloop, and then it came up with StreamYard. Something went wrong. No shit, Sherlock.
Damn it. So cool. All right, I'll get that, and then we can do it next week. Um, maybe that next week. Like I said, I had a little something I had to do tonight. Be back at the regular time at 8 o'clock, but I'll keep you updated on it.
Okay, yeah, let me know. I can change it.
Oh God, you ain't gonna turn to a pumpkin, are you?
Well, I'm already the shape of one, so
It's not a big turn.
it's not a big turn at all now.
Damn it.
You know, all I know is I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and watch episode 2 of The Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch. I don't know. I missed it.
Really? It's the first new animated Star Wars thing to come out in years since it's a big thing.
I'll have to look it up. I think it worked.
It
so much.
It shows it ties in between the movies and the final season of Clone Wars.
Oh, I heard
part
about
of it. And it lets you see General Order 66
Sweet.
from the opposite end of the purview.
Sweet.
You used a big word. Do you even know what it means? Nope.
We just keep
But
going.
it sounded like a good time to use a word I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't even watched the last episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I know. I've been driving all over the state. I've had to do a bunch of work this week.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, all over the place. But cool. I know. And then Loki happens next month.
They changed the day on Loki though.
Yeah, it's going to be dropping on Wednesdays. I think it is what it said.
Yeah, they're moving that from a Friday to a Wednesday, so they're dropping it on New Comic Book Day.
And do you blame them? You know,
I don't care. Just put it on and let me watch it.
Yeah, it's that good.
And I mean, friggin' Scarlett Johansson there, whatever. Her movie. It's like whatever. It's been 84 years. Nobody fucking cares anymore.
I still want to see it. I actually got the I got the new Black Widow book in the other day.
It's okay. We will see where it goes. What's that? Bad Batch?
Yeah.
Well, Pops is too old for cartoons.
Is he?
I think so.
But I got the new Black Widow issue in last month, and it had a cool Adams Hughes cover with Black Widow on it. So,
well, I kind of I both love and hate Adam Hughes because apparently the only Adam Hughes covers that are worth money are the only ones that I don't get.
Really?
Like I've got, I'll be flipping through. I go, oh, cool. Who's this? And I'll see the AH. I go, oh, Adam Hughes. Cool. I'll go to look it up.
It's worth $2.
It's not even worth that. It's worthless. It's literally worth. It's like nobody wants this book. It sucks. But what about the Adam Hughes cover? Yeah, but none of the speculator guys that make videos on YouTube were talking about this one, so nobody wants it.
Is that what it is? I actually have. I think I've got a pencil. It's like a second printing, but I think it's worth some money. The Adam Hughes Power Girl cover, the pencil one, the one with her hands back like this, flying.
Bong.
Exactly.
It's it's just weird. Like I found like another dozen Dark Horse Star Wars comics, and I was looking them all up, and of course I find some that are what they like to call those minor keys.
Yeah.
Technically they're a key because this happens, but yeah, but they're not worth anything because we haven't hyped them up yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you people suck. There was one in there that's like a $25 book, and then nothing. And then I found 2 more issues of the Aaron Thor God of Thunder run. So, I quickly looked them up and I'm like, nope, these 2 are worthless too.
I can't remember if it was on, I don't think you shared it, but I saw it somewhere because somebody was like, $600, buy it now on Facebook. And it was a Star Wars book. And it was a Dark Horse book. So I know Dark Horse started doing Star Wars comics, 30 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
But for some stupid reason at my age, if I remember that, it just wasn't that long ago. And it was.
Well, I still think it's the 90s, so
Yeah, exactly. It seems like the 90s were just yesterday. And it was Star Wars by Dark Horse, Clone Wars, issue 1. So I just looked it up on eBay. I'm like, there's no way this is worth $600.
Oh yeah, 600.
Like,
try 800.
Yeah, it's like stupid, and people are like just buying this. I'm like, dude, this book is not that old. I understand it's Clone Wars #1, but I don't know.
Well, this is what it is. It is part key issue and it is part speculation. And every time a new movie or a TV show is announced, that character's like first appearance goes through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
Well, Rosario Dawson played the live action version of Ahsoka Tano and now is getting her own show as Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
And Clone Wars issue 1 is the first appearance in comics of Ahsoka Tano.
Really? That's what it is?
It is also the first appearance of one of the Mandalorian girls.
I think I've read. I'm gonna throw a wild number out there that probably is too high. Like 5. I'm gonna say 5 Star Wars comics in my life.
Well, we can't be friends anymore.
I know.
It's I mean, after you mail me that Fantastic Four Hulk versus the Thing comic, then we can't be friends anymore.
After that,
you were the only one that bought anything on my last dollar auction too.
Really? Nobody.
And
I saw you had some books I wanted. I'm like, okay, I'll bid on these.
Yeah, you got them all for $1.
Look, I tried.
All those X-Men books were doubles, and I was looking them up, and one of them, the second print is worth like $25 or $30, but the first print is worthless. It's the 275. They did a reprint with like gold, like a gold leaf cover on the second print. So it's like, ooh, shiny.
That's like somebody showed me, I saw in one of the groups, the Childhood's End storyline from X-Men or something. One of those, I think it's that book. with the one with Jubilee on the ground and the guy standing over. Apparently there was a limited run with like the X-Men color was like gold or something, and that book's worth like $200. And I was like, really? But they're like stupid rare.
It was probably like, a Toys R Us edition or something.
I don't know. I saw somebody was talking about it. And I looked. I have been talking about comics that we are actively currently reading, and I have not read any real new comics. I did read like the new issue of Superman now that Bendis has left it, and it was okay from what I remember. But the thing that stood out is I bought the first Cloak and Dagger miniseries from like 83 or 84.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been reading it. That's really good. I mean, really, really good. I mean, and it's all, if you know their origin, which I know you do, they're, experimented on with drugs, and their crime was trying to make a more addictive drug, and that's what gave them their powers and everything. And they're killing drug dealers. But the thing that kind of got me too is in that issue, they're killing drug dealers and people that are trafficking children and stuff. But there's a guy that is poisoning medicine and putting it in pharmacies around New York City and randomly killing people. He's putting cyanide in all these pills.
That sounds a lot like that Punisher crossover with Daredevil that we did not.
Yeah, I'm like, was that big a deal that it got two stories? I mean, and you got the Punisher story that we did, the Punisher Daredevil crossover, and now it's in Cloak and Dagger, but the Cloak and Dagger is a 4-issue miniseries. I'm like, man, this is rough. Yeah, they're trying to find him. The police are after them, and, they cause one guy to get killed, and the police chief is all mad. But it's actually really good. It's kind of something I'm enjoying. It's a little different. I like Cloak and Dagger when they make appearances, but I've never read their regular miniseries. And it's one of those things we talk about all the time. Everybody's wanting the key books and all this, but the fact that I bought them for like $3, I think it was, for the whole set, it cost me more to ship them to me than it did for me to buy them. And they're good.
It's crazy, but I don't know.
I don't either. But yeah. So next week, Elementals #1.
Yep.
By Comico. Same bat time.
The Comic Company. Same bat time, same bat channel. And Batty Pops will pop in like once in the beginning to give us a thumbs up, and once at the very end, if we're still rambling, he'll throw his 2 cents in and then take off.
Take off.
He doesn't even stick around long enough for us to respond to anything.
He's busy. He's a busy man.
Yeah, well, he's got stuff going on, and there's like a million different podcasts all going on at the same time. Like I used to jump in on our friends over at Lost in Comics on their show, but their jobs changed hours, so now they go up. Now they start just a little after when we start, and so they were on. Well, we were on tonight, and they had an interview with I think the artist from the Ice Cream Man from Image Comics.
Really? Did you ever read Lady Killer while we're rambling? Really? Okay. I saw that the other day. That looked really good. I was like, man, I'm going to have to check this book out.
I'm a little jealous because those guys just hit a 1,000 followers. So,
do we have any followers?
Well, we have subs on both YouTube channels. I didn't mean followers. I meant subs. They just hit 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube.
Oh, well, that's cool.
I just hit 100. They sent me this big thing, and I click on it, and it does this big confetti blow up thing, and I'm like, motherfucker, it's 100. Who cares? I'm like, I was trying. It took me 6 months to break 100 from being at like 96 or 97 or something like that, and then finally a few people jumped on. I'm like, oh, good. We're over 100 on that now, and I haven't looked recently to see what Ryan's got outright Geek3 up to. I think we're like right around the same thing. So we got like probably about 250 followers between subscription subs between us.
So we have to get. Hey, then we need to. If you like it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We need to know that we're doing something out there for somebody besides ourselves.
Well, we got 2 thumbs up tonight, but one of them was from me, so that don't count.
Don't count.
I'm doing my part to try to trick the Facebook algorithm.
Jesus Christ. All right, man. Well, I'll see you then, and we'll get back together next week.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right, man.
All right. Take care.